Welcome to the eSports Report. This week, StarTale takes out FOU in the Nexon Grand Finals. Artosis makes his comeback at the Hearthstone Invitational.
Look at that. Great representation.
And SOS takes home $100,000 after defeating Jaedong in the WCS Grand Finals.
As I was playing, all I wanted to do was lift this trophy up, and I think this trophy means much more to me than any other trophy will, maybe 2 or 3 times even more valuable than other trophies I've seen.
Welcome to the eSports Report, your one-stop source for all things eSports. After a year of competition, the STARCRAFT 2 World Championship Series concluded in Anaheim, California.
That's right. During the course of the past 12 months, players accumulated points by competing in StarCraft tournaments around the world. The better they did in these tournaments, the more points they would earn. Earlier this month, the 16 players with the most points were invited to compete at the BlizzCon Grand Finals, where $250,000 was on the line.
$250,000 on the line, and after 2 days of grueling competition, it was Jaedong and SOS eliminating everyone in their way to the final match. Coming in first place would net the winner a cool $100,000. Second place would have to settle for a much more modest $45K.
In Game 1 on Akalon Wastes, SOS opened up with a cannon rush, which put Jaedong a little behind. After a crazy back-and-forth game, SOS took out Jaedong in a base trade.
Everything's gone his way. It certainly has, and this is the final battle. GG! Wow.
SOS went with another cannon rush in Game 2, followed up with non-stop Zealot aggression, and then used his Phoenix to take a 2-0 lead in the series.
What he has in bases at the moment. At this point, the Phoenix count is simply too high. They're being so efficient. It snowballed far out of his control.
Despite not scouting a hidden expansion from SOS, Jaedong picked apart his opponent with Zergling counterattacks, Infestors, and eventually Mutas to take his first win in the series.
You can't get an answer to this.
Watch this, Tasteless, as these Mutas enter the base. SOS is gonna go, oh no! He's got nothing to do with it!
That guy is awesome.
By Jaedong.
In Game 4, Jaedong couldn't hold off SOS's huge Zealot and Immortal attack and found himself facing elimination heading into Game 5.
Forward, trying to hit the roaches. A second time warp goes down.
He's continuing to just press for more and more damage. The Roach is now up against the ropes. The Zealots here just dishing out so much. He can continue to warp in. These Immortals are so well positioned, by the way.
Just an amazing attack thus far. More and more roaches just piling out. But these two Immortals killing them off. Jeez.
SOS closed out the series on Frost with early Zealot pressure, then delivered the killing blow, a huge Colossus attack.
GG! SOS is the WCS StarCraft 2 World Champion!
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for the 2013 StarCraft 2 World Champion, Witching Stars, SOS!
And here is a look at the top 16. While Jaedong fell just short of a first place finish, the money he earns here puts him at the top of the all-time earnings list for esports, displacing Fatality, who held that title for the previous 7 years.
Blizzard is still working out the details of the WCS 2014 season, but in the meantime, several independent tournaments will be taking place. You'll be able to see a lot of these players compete next week at the Red Bull Battlegrounds in New York.
Over the weekend, the first MLG 2000 Series tournament for Call of Duty Ghosts took place. The huge turnout of teams caused the prize pool to skyrocket to over $3,000. In the end, Curse Las Vegas met up with Fuse in the finals. The teams traded games 1 and 2 before meeting on Blitz on Freight. Curse went on a spree, scoring left and right, and took Game 3 for a 2-1 lead.
Sliding in. Okay, so that brings it to within 6.
Fusin secured the win in Game 4 using his support squad mate.
He takes out Miracles. They have 3 members on the flank. They retake control of B. 30 seconds. Are they going to be able to hold on to it? They need to lock this down for a few more seconds. They currently only have around a 5-point lead or 4-point lead. They just need to hold on to these 2 flags. Once it gets down to below 15 seconds, it will be over. And there you go. Fuse, they steal the domination away from Curse Las Vegas. They force Game 5 here in the Grand Finals phase, letting him know about it. There's your final scoreboard. Think 2 once again on top for his team.
The teams were neck and neck throughout Game 5, but a round 9 two-piece from Stainville paved the way for a victory in the 10th round.
These guys, Stainville, watch Corey, he's gonna find both kills. And now Curse Las Vegas are 1 round away from closing out the 2K series.
Curse Las Vegas walks away with $1,600 and 2,000 pro points per player. Fuse goes home with $800 and their players each earn 1,200 points. In Europe, Gfinity also hosted a 2000 series tournament where TCM Gaming defeated Gamers in the grand finals.
Now, this is actually a pretty big win for TCM, considering they're one of 2 European squads coming over to the MLG Championships in Columbus later this month. They'll have a top open bracket seed, which will hopefully result in a stronger finish overall as they try and make their way into the championship bracket. Hats off to TCM. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on them for that upcoming event.
Absolutely. Now, Korea has finally thrown their hat into the Dota 2 ring. Since late September, more than 100 teams have been competing for the $93,000 grand prize in the first ever Nexon League. FOU and StarTale thinned out the herd to do battle over the huge prize.
FOU earned an early lead courtesy of their tri-lane consisting of Mirana, Shadow Demon, and Undying. They used March's Bat Rider to lasso the victory in Game 1.
마지막 교전도 그렇습니다. 마지막 교전도 너무 피 터지게 싸우다.
StarTale's MP stepped up with spectacular Invoker play in Game 2 and snowballed his team to victory.
있어요. 자, 비사지 빨리 와야죠, 비사지.
이후에
자, 때려주자.
왔어. 정예. 자, 거기 외계 침략자까지 잡아내고 있습니다.
Game 3 opened up with FOU immediately rushing Roshan. As Roshan respawned, StarTale MP ensured it was theirs. MP continued to dominate until FOU conceded the game.
와, 야, 이거 기가 막히게 들어갔네요.
야, 진짜 이 스턴기가 용기 상황.
StarTale repeatedly pressured the middle lane in Game 4 until FOU's racks were broken. After StarTale secured Roshan, they managed to pick off Febby and secured a 3-1 victory.
StarTale comes out of the tourney with the $93,000 first prize, while FOU only earns $7,400.
Ouch, a little bit of a difference between those two.
Just a little. Now, when we come back, Gact and Decau battle in Asia.
There you have it. The crowd is jubilant.
Skill Capped earns $100,000.
Global champions 13.
And StarCraft 2 caster Artosis wins the tournament.
Grandmaster of the Heart!
For the past few weeks, top-tier Street Fighter players have been fighting for a chance to represent their countries in the Capcom Cup Grand Finals. The Asia Cup featured several qualifiers that narrowed down hundreds of players to just 6.
And these 6 then battled it out at the Asia Finals in a round-robin format. The 2 with the best records at the end of the 3-day event would earn invitations to the Capcom Cup Grand Finals.
Former Capcom Cup champion Infiltration jumped off to an early 4-1 lead, but Fudo rallied back, taking Infiltration to match point at 6-4. Infiltration unleashed his Hakan in an attempt to shut down Fudo's Fei Long, but ultimately fell short, giving Fudo the first of 2 Grand Finals invitations.
The final match featured Singapore's Gact taking on China's Decau. Gact showcased an aggressive Fei Long style versus Decau's multiple characters. Decau was unable to find a viable counter to Fei Long, giving Gact a trip to the Grand Finals.
In San Francisco, Gact and Fudo will meet Cheyenne, Sacco, NY Christie, Haitani, Aliun, and Tokido. Look out for NY Chris G at that event, as he's been playing incredibly well recently and looks to be a solid hope for the American fans.
This year's BlizzCon featured the first major tournament for Hearthstone. The game is still in beta, but has lured many familiar faces back into competition. The finals of the tournament saw world-famous StarCraft commentator Artosis meet up with the popular Canadian streamer Kripparrian. Artosis had only lost one game thus far, while Kripparrian had been undefeated in the tournament. Artosis handed Kripparrian his first loss in Game 1 of the series, and the two traded blows back and forth until they reached the deciding 5th game. The warrior deck that carried Artosis through the semifinals sealed the deal. He was able to take the game with a mixture of weapon damage and charge creatures before Kripparrian could unleash his devastating Pyroblast.
Right now, he has no other choice. There's nothing else he can do. He's dead. He is dead. There's no way out of this.
Oh no, he commits suicide. Artosis is your champion. Look at that. Great representation there as they run over and cheer for him. Artosis, you have won a tournament at BlizzCon. Congratulations.
Anything you want to say out there? I mean, you can start the bragging right now here on stage, so feel free to go for it.
I want to thank the people who really helped me practice a lot, and that's LS, Doa, StrifeCrow, Marcin, Max, and Ecop. Without them, I absolutely would not have been ready for this tournament.
While no cash prize was on the line, the 100,000 people that tuned in to watch are a great example of the game's popularity. Tournaments on MLG Play are up and running and feature hundreds of competitors battling daily. If you're interested to see how your deck would perform in competition, head on over to test your might.
100,000 people watching a card game. That's pretty darn awesome. Well, guys, in the World of Warcraft tournament, North American team SkillCap took home the arena finals over the European team MIR. The two teams met in the group stages, where SkillCap took a 3-0 victory. When they met up for a second time in the final, SkillCap swept the series 4-0, earning the $105,000 first place prize.
SkillCap are your 2013 BlizzCon Global Champions. No shield wall coming out, and that is going to be that.
You've been so close to this title before, and now it finally happened. I can't even begin to think what must go on inside you, but maybe just try to explain it to the audience what this means to you.
It would have meant more if it was a closer game, but it's not insulting, but it was so epic in 2010 when it was tied 2-2 and the game timed out, and then it was just so close, and there was so much more emotion there, but I was really emotional today too, and I don't know, I'm just so happy that I could win it with Chanimals and Talbadar, and I think I owe it to them really for carrying me here today. They did amazing things today. They did so much damage, and I appreciate that.
While MIR is probably upset that they missed out on the biggest prize, $45,000 is still a decent chunk of change. Incredible Miracle and PvP Live tied for third and go home with $19,000 each. Now in next-gen news, that's right, PS4 is coming. The upcoming PlayStation 4 launch will see Blacklight Retribution make the move to consoles. The game was initially released in April of 2012 and will be available for free on the PlayStation Network. The FPS features no single-player mode and caters exclusively to a multiplayer fan base.
And man, is this game awesome. In the game, players compete in 10 different game modes. These range from the familiar deathmatch to more unique experiences like Siege, where players must protect the tank as it drives through checkpoints around the map.
Weapon customization is another key feature of the game. Players customize their guns with a multitude of different options. Each of these affect how your weapon behaves, which in turn alters the game experience. Finally, the Hyper Reality Visor is an interesting alternative to the frequently used minimap. The HRV temporarily allows players to see through walls to locate their opponents.
Currently, there are 16 maps available, and these range from small maps that provide a fast-paced gaming experience to larger ones like Seaport that feature a giant open landscape.
The game will be a great test of how the free-to-play model will behave on consoles. This distribution method has transformed the PC marketplace, but hasn't seen much practice elsewhere. It'll be interesting to see how console gamers will react to it.
I'm feeling people are going to be spending a whole lot of money. Well, guys, when we come back, we have the top 5 plays from this week in esports. The results of this week's Nexon Super Match.
Yourself on the back for that one, Sing Sing. It was perfect. It was absolute.
And we get to know the Codcasters for the MLG Championship.
Who's that?
Good looking man. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Puckett here with your eSports Report top 5 moments of the week. Coming in at number 5, a missile turret gained some rather amazing abilities at the Acer Team Cup.
What is going on?
At number 4, it's Fabi grabbing a double in League of Legends.
Topside actually, when I say that, I mean he's perfectly A-okay. Launches forward. Gonna be able to get the counter strike down there. So we're coming out for United States with the jump, lead strike rather, gonna be able to pick up that up. And Fabi will not run out the Grandmaster's might, so does still have the resistance that he needs to survive that last tower shot. Now he's just, oh, this is so dangerous for United States. He comes back in, gonna get the ward down. Fabi, does he have the damage up? But we see the Zyre ultimate. It's not gonna be in time. Fabi picks up the kill.
At number 3, J-Dong surprises Deer with his buried roaches.
Oh, he's burned. And now, what can Deer do? What can Deer do? Roaches, Lynx, everything is going to be assaulted. And there it is! The unburrow! But the blink away in a heartbeat. The Stalkers immediately pull out, but the sentries have fallen. J-Dong, who was down 1-2, might have been able to pull this back with this incredible burrow play.
That was absolutely brilliant.
J-Dong's back at number 2 with his incredible hatchery rescue.
The hatch, transfusion's coming down. J-Dong rapidly coming back to try to save this.
Oh, is he going to get it? Is he going to get the hatchery? Oh, transfuse!
Oh my God! I cannot believe my eyes, even using an abduct on a single red.
And Maru takes the number 1 spot this week with his incredible Marine Micro against J-Dong.
To be holding strong. It looks like the Terran army's a little bit too much for J-Dong.
He's barely pushing back.
No way!
No, it's just not quite
enough.
Yeah,
he's gonna take it out, and Maru manages to hold.
In what might arguably be the biggest rivalry in esports, Na'Vi once again found themselves facing off against the Alliance. The two teams are continuously battling against each other, and although Na'Vi tends to outplace the Alliance, Alliance came in first at the International 3, where they took home the massive $1.4 million prize, the largest ever in esports. Their latest fight saw the two match up in the We Play Dota 2 Grand Finals.
Hand of God number 1's there. He'll have another one in 40 seconds. He may even buy back if his team really needs him. It's all about Havos. Just keeps on going to work. Triple kill for Dendi. The big damage is from the
bear died a
Medusa.
second time after the resummon. Aki's gonna go down. GG comes out from SOAR. And Na'Vi is your We Play Dota 2 champion.
For their victory, Na'Vi goes home with 13K, Alliance with 6. Both teams will be in attendance at the MLG Championship to face each other once again.
Week 2 of the Nexon Invitational Super Match featured Speed Gaming, Dignitas, and MVP facing off for a shot at $15,000. With Speed Gaming and Dignitas both defeating MVP, their matches against each other would determine their prize. In Monday's meeting, Dignitas came out victorious with stellar performances in the team fights.
Blitz the fight up, keeps Demon away. RP now catches out too. Shockwave as well. Pylite die. He's still got the Venom Man's rolling. Let her rip. Pull the cord. Skewer up by Demon. He doesn't pick up the other Titan in the meantime. Shockwave's up. It's a double kill for him. Pylite die. He's now out of mana. Demon runs away out of range of the tower. Infinity's here as well. They're keeping the Plague Wars down.
것이다. 그런데 그런 모두의 생각을 완전히 뒤집어버리고 팀 디그니타스가 스피드 게이밍을 잡았습니다.
그렇습니다. 야, 이 뭐 데몬 선수의 활약도 활약입니다만은 전체적으로
The two teams met again on Thursday, but this time around, Speed rallied behind some excellent play out of Sing Sing's puck and Envy's Lycan to win the match.
And it's already just turning on this fight. The Dream Call, look at that damage! Bonus 200! Sing Sing will take a double. Bone 7 takes the other one. Bleak is trying to fight up against Aoi, but he cannot achieve the objective. Venomancer will get the kill. It was a perfect ultimate. They just mopped everything up. Yeah, Sing Sing. Yeah, you fist bump the air. You fist bump the air. They take home $10,000. Dignitas as well, though. They also take home $10,000. They played really, really well, Dignitas, on day number 1. And with their stand-in Winter, it did kind of feel like they got backed into a corner with this lineup.
Dignitas and Speed Gaming both finished the week 3-1, earning $10,000 each. Despite their great performances at the Nexom Supermatch, Dignitas' management has recently stated that they'll no longer be fielding a Dota 2 team. Earlier in the week, the squad released Kurok from their roster.
This move led 2 other players to resign, leaving only 2 of the original members on the roster. As a result, they were immediately disqualified from the Dota 2 League. Facing other such potential hurdles in the future led to the decision to fold the team. The squad was scheduled to attend the MLG Championship, but will now be replaced by Sigma International from France.
Bad news for Demon. Yeah. Finally, before we close the show, we thought it would be a good idea to tell you a little bit more about the personalities you'll be seeing on the Call of Duty stream at the MLG Championship.
Our all-star cast is composed of 6 faces that you should be familiar with. First of all, Puckett will be there leading the charge. For those of you that don't know, Puckett has been with MLG for 10 years. He started off as a pro Halo player, but quickly transitioned to casting. He's been the voice and face of MLG for the past decade, setting the standard for pro casters in the industry.
Joining me in the booth will be my buddy from the West Coast, Ryan Fwiz Wyatt. Fwiz started off as a Game Battles admin before making his casting debut at the 2009 Call of Duty National Championships. In between then and now, he's coached Optic, competed in a few tournaments himself, and kicked off Machinima's eSports department, Machinima Versus.
John Revan Bobel will provide in-depth analysis. Until very recently, Revan was a pro player and still occasionally competes. Most recently, you've seen him cast at the PAX Invitational, as well as at the 5,000 and 2,000 series tournaments.
Crossing the pond to attend his second MLG Championship is UK's Benson. The 21-year-old broke out into the casting scene this year and has been part of major broadcasts, including the Call of Duty Championships, MLG Anaheim, PAX Prime, as well as Gfinity 1 and 2.
Golden Boy will complete our caster lineup. A versatile personality, you can catch him rotating between Battlefield, Shootmania, Halo, and Call of Duty. When he's not talking about shooters, you can catch his latest work on Kotaku.
And finally, there's my boy, Alex Jax Conroy. He's going to be back as the official floor reporter for the event. Jax got his start in Counter-Strike and one of the original founding members of Complexity Gaming. The multi-talented personality can be seen regularly on MLG's War Report as well as Crisis Watch.
Look out for all of these great faces at the MLG Championships, which will kick off on November 22nd.
Before we leave you, make sure to mark your calendars for the following tournaments. StarCraft fans can check out Home Story Cup, which will hold its 8th event this weekend.
Dota fans have the Tech Labs Invitational in Moscow, where $25,000 is on the line.
Some serious money there. And of course, Call of Duty fans, we have another 2 5,000 series tournaments. They'll both be streamed on Sunday on MLG.tv. Gfinity will kick off the action in Europe at 12 p.m. Eastern, followed by MLG's North American broadcast at 2 p.m. Eastern. Also, we're pleased to announce that Infinite Crisis show match between Absolute Legends and Complexity will be aired Saturday night at the MLG Championship.
So much to see. Well, from all of us here at MLG, thank you for watching. Catch us next week at 7 p.m. Eastern on MLG.tv.